This podcast is brought to you by Harry's. Please visit harrys.com and use promo code BALDMOVE, all caps, to get $5 off your first order. Welcome to The Watching Dead, the officially unofficial podcast for The Walking Dead on AMC. I'm Jim.
Oh, I'm Aaron.
And today we're talking about Season 6, Episode 5, entitled Now. You saw it a second time. What'd you think?
Man, I'm suffering from some lack of certainty because we made the mistake of actually having 30 seconds worth of conversation.
Yeah, no,
and
you're
like
supposed
we're
to
like,
save it for the cast.
Say it at the same time. We're like 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, I kind of like, and you're like, the more I see it, the more I hate it, and I'm like, oh god, it's gonna be another one of those weird ones where Jim likes it more than me.
Yeah, it's
not sure how to deal with this.
The good things in this episode are kind of overshadowed by the repetitious bullshit that we've just time and time again. We hear the same shit spouted by these same people, and it's starting to get old.
And I don't like. There's the thing. It's like I can mount the defenses. I just don't like doing so.
Because you know they're wrong.
It's like when back in
you know they're weak.
Back in grade school when people were like, "Why don't you celebrate birthdays?" I'm like, I know the arguments, but I just don't. You're not going to buy them, and they're not really going to even make sense as I say them, and it's just the way they are. Okay,
and it's just going to put doubt
Leave
in
me
my
the fuck
head.
alone. Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel when I try to defend the Walking
I'm encouraged
Dead.
not to think about this too much. That's what my parents tell me.
But I'm going to try. I'm going to try to defend it a little bit.
Okay.
Certain parts of it, because there's some. I will say that like most things involving Alexandrians, with the exception of like Tara and Patricia and a little bit of Aaron and Maggie, although that plot line was sullied as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Deanna is terrible. Most of the Jesse stuff is terrible. The Rick and Jesse stuff is terrible, not just because I want him to be kissing Michonne. Yeah, but there's some good stuff here. Good, solid stuff.
There is some good stuff, and I won't
like
take
they're
away
actually
from
building some new characters. This Patricia character is an interesting person that they've essentially weaved out of whole cloth in 2.5 episodes. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good for them.
Okay,
bodes well for certain versions of this show's future.
There's probably a lot to talk about, so why don't we go ahead and get into the recap.
Hey, real quick before we get into the episode, because we don't have a lot of time and we got a sponsor, I just want to mention it's getting about Christmas time. It's getting around Turkey Day, and maybe people are like, Aaron, it's too soon. I got neighbors hanging Christmas decorations in their apartment windows.
I mean, I got stores down the street with Christmas trees.
It's full blown. Like you can fight it for so long, but for me, I try to reduce my Christmas stress. Mm-hmm. Number one way I've done that is by shopping on Amazon.
Oh, hell yeah.
The prices are great. They got the 2-day shipping if you got Prime. They got excellent selection.
And you can do it in your underwear. Yeah, that's the best part of it.
You don't even have to get dressed. You don't have to stand in lines out in the cold. You don't have to fight people for Beanie Babies or talking Teddy Ruxpins or...
Nobody's buying those anymore, man.
Or harass me. What are the...
Teddy Ruxpin's a 90s thing. Come on.
I don't know what the cool toys are. Just because I have a 9-year-old that you would think
They're Tickle Me Elmos. Don't you know anything? Come on.
Sure. But yeah, if you want to do that, it's the Amazon. And you can support us by doing at the same time. You can lower your Christmas stress and commercialize it up and save money and support Bald Move. What a deal. Amazon.baldmove.com. It takes you right to Amazon, except for now. We get a little cut of that action. And I appreciate it for if you're shopping this Christmas season to keep Bald Move in mind. Amazon.baldmove.com. So we open with P&L number 1. I assume it's panel number 1.
Profit and loss. Yep. Reggie's up there doing his taxes.
He signed. He's so... This is how dedicated a man is. He signs his tax forms in
cold rolled ink.
He TIG welds right on the cold rolled steel.
He does.
But yeah, this is the first panel. There's probably some ceremony, maybe some champagne. Maybe Deanna is even the one that spearheaded it because she's the political monster.
It seems. So, how do you think this went down? Do you think they put up panel 1, they surrounded the city with the rest of the panels, and then they said, "Hey, this was panel 1. Let's inaugurate it"? Or did they put up panel 1? with gaping holes everywhere around the city and say, "Congratulations, everybody, we've done it."
They did. They put up panel 1. There was comically oversized scissors that her and Reg and Tobin all cut. And then they're cocktails. And then they had a big party the next day because you got to celebrate that. And then the third day they actually started finishing the rest.
And then it was ruined when Spencer got drunk, started insulting everybody.
Yeah.
I like to think that it was the perfection of the cold rolled technique. Like they had tried a couple of panels before, it didn't work, and finally they got the one. As it rolls off the assembly line, Reg signs it.
So this is like the Iron Man Mark IV, essentially. The first half of the movie was just Reg experimenting and yelling at his robots and almost killing himself.
Comically nearly breaking his neck.
Have fire extinguishers going off here and there. But this is the one that stuck.
I think so.
Okay. All right. I can buy that. Anyway, so Diana stands above. This is the panel kind of on the watchtower catwalk thing. And Diana, from this perch, surveys Alexandria and the devastation as people are packing wolves up in wheelbarrows and taking them to some kind of mass grave. And you slowly realize that Michonne is kind of off in the foreground whispering, or the forebackground, whispering about how Glenn was going to try to send a signal and whether Maggie should worry about that. And Maggie obviously is. And then you hear Rick screaming and rolling up to the gates saying, "Open the gates!" And they do.
Yeah.
And Deanna's freaking out because here's Rick and he's bringing thousands of walkers on his tail.
Somehow, inexplicably, they're keeping up with him at a full run.
Yeah. Well, he used up all his cardio on the run to the RV.
I suppose
and
so.
He let his guard down. He thought this was going to be the thing that works. And then, he just didn't have it in his little sheriff heart to run another 2 miles.
So I think this is what...
I think there's a bit of that in the text, too, because, he was stumbling. He was, limbs not working properly, exhausted by the time he gets to the gate. So, maybe.
Maybe, it gets his blood pumping. It's supposed to come out of the cut in his hand.
There's only so much adrenaline your glands can hold, right?
That's true,
your body squeezes on them for a long enough time, and you're done. You're done.
I think you feel like shit. You fall on the ground,
it's a bad trip.
Shit yourself.
That's why I try never to run very far, or break a sweat at all.
I mean, people do. People run pretty fast, pretty far.
I've heard about a runner's high.
Yeah,
but I'd have to go through. I feel like you'd have to go through 20 miles of heroin needle ditch before you get to that runner's high.
I mean, it's followed by the runner's low too, the crash and burn afterward.
Sure. Welcome to Runner Talk.
So what do you think about them? I feel like we're getting another jump cut here, right? We don't see what happens to Rick between the gate and the RV. They're going to go back to this, right?
No.
I have a bad feeling that next episode they're going back to this.
No.
Oh, I think so, man.
I hope not, because I don't. I actually thought, because I saw some people we're never going to. I'm like, I don't need to know. He was almost surrounded by the RV. One side of the RV was clearly left. He ran out, and then he sprinted to Alexandria. I hope he didn't run into some wise old man that he had a spirit vision journey with that's going to change his character up. Just tell the story, man.
The good news is it'll be a much shorter episode.
Okay.
Than the 90-minute extravaganza.
Yeah. He runs into Forrest Gump. His philosophy is just to keep running.
Yep.
This has gone off the rails. You know why? It's because I just now realized I'm the one that's supposed to move the outline
yes.
ahead. I forgot that I'm doing that. Okay.
There's responsibility there.
The community, you're just are you going to move on, asshole? The community is stunned. Rick has gone from this controversial figure to kind of their savior everyone falls behind to the hatcher of half-cocked plans. And now he comes back, with his plan. He's like a cartoon character whose gun exploded. And he's got just black charcoal gunpowder face, and the shrapnel of the shotgun is coming out from his head, and he's this is the character that's coming in to Daffy Duck with his bill blown back off the side of his head. He comes in, and the people are oh God, this is the person we put our trust in. Mm-hmm. But he says, hey, I brought back zombies, and they got a posse 20 deep throwing out here.
Yep.
What the fuck is going on, man?
Man,
I've lost my mind.
I don't know. So Aaron steps in here and he tries to take some of the blame, right?
So yeah, about this time, Aaron sees Rick floundering the way I just did on the podcast and steps in, takes some of the blame, says, if you're gonna blame Rick, because they start asking him things that he has no response to, isn't this a graveyard? And he said, hey, Rick's plan is right. And this is all factual information. Like, as they were going over the plan, the quarry collapsed.
True.
So while Rick's plan was terrible, the only difference, what it has going for it is he did draw off half the flock.
Yeah. He called an audible. He got half the flock away.
He would have had all the flock, and they would have been totally unprepared for it. Maybe Spencer leaves the gates open or some stupid stuff like that. And he says, hey, it's my fault the wolves came. So you can plan that one on me because I left my... I mean, clearly, this is, double Aaron overreacting.
Well, he's also,
but he also feels
saving
bad
Rick's
about
ass here. Like, everyone is pissed at Rick. They're probably about to throw him out of the town.
How much of the impulse was saving Rick, and how much of it just was legitimate guilt he was feeling? Because I felt there's a lot of legitimate guilt.
Yeah, probably more legitimate guilt because of the guy I know that Aaron is. So
about this time, Deanna just nopes out. Says, I've had enough of city governance for one lifetime. Good luck. Peace.
Just walks away from the conversation totally.
So Jesse goes back to her house to deal with the she-wolf corpse, and she deals with exactly the same way I would react to coming home to a clogged drain. Like, oh, God, this too. And she just kind of grabs by the ankles and drags it to the grave and starts digging the grave, and Rick says, hey, we don't bury killers in the city walls. Something that you and I, we're on board with that policy.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say don't bury anybody. What's the point? But
yeah, there you go.
I'd say just toss them in a pile and burn them up, but...
I'm on that crew too, but you don't even want to cremate these killers inside your walls.
Sure.
And she's like, well, we might be here for a while, and he's like, look, man, just wait. And I didn't understand this interaction the first time I watched it. It's the rare double watch gave me clarity on the character's motivation.
Well, you don't get any real perspective until later in the episode, much later.
So pretty subtle. I like that.
Yeah.
There's a full-on riot at the pantry. They've decided that tonight is Armageddon, and various chubby people of Aaron-esque proportions are saying they'd rather destroy the community's last hope for long-term survival than watch their family starve. And I'm like...
That's what's going to happen anyway.
And you look like you could miss a few meals. Like, I don't think...
Your family's not starving yet.
I don't think you're on death's door here, Toby. You look pretty drought and famine resistant.
And if your family is starving, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Where do you think the extra meals are going?
Yeah. To you, fatty. To be clear.
I mean, it's the majority of the people in this scene. Very big.
Yeah.
Very big
and I wonder if that was... Are they trying to make like a Wall-E point here?
I've never saw that.
Okay. So. Are they trying to make a point about how these people are like... I mean... As if we didn't have this point made enough. These people are super pampered, super privileged, to the fact that they think they've been deprived. Like, these are well-fed people in a stable community where they're having dinner parties, and they're saying, well, my family's not going to starve. Like, I feel like there's a little bit of almost political commentary that is pitched way too high.
The people who have it so well in this world already... have no idea how well they have it and are complaining that they have it poor.
So Spencer, who, he sweats his body mass index. He tries to keep that. He tries to keep the shit
that guy
tight.
hasn't had too many extra meals.
Yeah, he's keeping it trim. He's like, look, Chubbs, this is the community's last hope. And I left the gate open because Fat McGee said, oh yeah, what about the gate, Spencer? And he was like, yeah, that was my fault. But guess what? I also panic fired into a semi and kind of sort of saved you all because that cold rolled gate was going to get knocked down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the gate is cold rolled.
No, it's like chain link. It's clearly the weak point in Reggie's plan. But we talked about it. He never intended this to repel human invaders. This was a zombie thing only. And he's like, look, if you do this thing, if you raid this pantry, if you go on this pantry raid, it's going to start down a road where nothing and no one matters. So he shame inspires them to put down their food and go back and be kind of hungry for the rest of the night. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
A little discomfort, a little bloating, a little gas.
Yeah.
Maybe,
You might feel a sensation in your gut you've not felt before. It's something I haven't felt in a long time. Like I say, it's like these are my people, so I can talk about them.
And you live in a world where that's perfectly acceptable.
Yes.
Not in a world where if you eat a little extra, someone else doesn't eat.
This is like the equivalent of on Survivor, when your team loses the first challenge, you're like, all right, we're resorting to cannibalism, guys. There's no other way.
Didn't get the lobster.
Fuck the false god Probst. We are eating a person. Who's it going to be? That's what we're voting for, right? It's just a little extreme. So Deanna comes up and she's impressed. She's feeling a little bit of sun pride here, familial pride.
Yeah.
So Maggie then prepares to do something insane. She's got rebar and flashlights, and I'm thinking, is she making explosive tip spears? What?
Before we leave that scene,
okay.
I did actually like that they kind of had a subtle hint at how they have been sustaining this community in the background of this scene. Like, they've got a pipe that's draining from the gutters up on the top of the roof into some kind of basin. And I thought that was just a nice little touch that they didn't have to throw in, but gives you an impression.
These are like 8 foot tall. I mean, this is a substantial sewer system.
Well, I don't think it was a sewer system. I think they were using this as water source.
A water source?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, do they have wells here? They probably have wells. I don't remember what they said about it.
This is just simple drain, like a storm drain. I wasn't thinking.
No, because I mean, storm drain usually dumps onto the ground or into a drain. I'm talking. They had a big fucking cylinder with a pipe going like kind of up and over into it.
Yes, you're talking about the rain. Okay, I thought you were talking about the actual. I'm like, that's surely not storing water, and if it is, it's clogged with zombies and shit. What's going on?
No, God, not in the sewer.
Yeah, you're right. They do have some neat kind of nods to the low-grade ingenuity that the Alexandrians have been.
And it helps. It helps to set a tone for the city. They're not totally incompetent at surviving in that aspect.
Yeah, it's just they haven't been exposed to the stuff that would have really turned them into to hardened badasses that might have eaten Rick when he approaches the gate. Did you think of that, Rick? You think of that? Like...
That they might have eaten him?
Yeah, like they could have been, if they'd have been as hard as Rick is wanting. Like, Rick's group's only been a can of dog food or a 124-ounce can of chocolate pudding away from Terminus themselves from time to time.
It's true.
So, maybe if you were going to argue for finding a human group one side or the other on the whole zombie survivability scale, maybe you want the more innocent than the hard-bitten. Because there's a fine line between the governor...
As for who you run across.
Sure. Exactly, that's all I'm saying. See, I'm doing some preemptive defense of The Walking Dead.
Okay.
Maggie's preparing to do something insane. She notices Aaron notices the Alexandrians painting Glenn's name on the Wall of Losses, which... I don't get this Wall of Losses. Was this a memorial to celebrate the people that were lost in the last 24 hours? Because there is no reg.
We know it's not the wolf attack because they've got... Sturgis's name up there, and he wasn't involved in the wolf attack.
Yeah.
He was killed outside the gates on Rick's mission.
Yeah. But they don't have Aiden. They don't have Reg.
Yeah.
I mean, Pete, okay. I guess they would argue not to have him named, but there's a lot of important names, and it just says in loving memory. I would think that that's everyone they've lost, and do they not watch their own show? Like, how hard is it to be like, you forgot Reg and Aiden? There's room. There's even room for them to be put up there.
There was. I don't know why they didn't have them.
Thought that was crazy. But anyway, Aaron says, hey, I'm on to you, Maggie. I see that you're just using this rebar. It's not an explosive tip, grenade spear like Aaron thinks. You're going to make some kind of wind chime light motion thing. Wait till it's dark. Distract the zombies. Jump down. Sprain your weak-ass ankles. And then you're going to be fucked.
That's true.
And he says, I actually know a safer, smarter plan. And she's like, no, this is mine. And he's like, oh, no, this is actually, I'm to blame. And, they have this little song and dance. Deanna, inspired by her son's crowd-dispersing shame inspiration, goes on a city planning spree.
She's thinking, what would Reg do? She's looking at her ring. She's like, how would Reg sit down, buckle down, and help here, right? Mm-hmm. And then she gets out some schematics, some maps of the city, and goes to town.
Yeah, and she writes this phrase. It's a Latin phrase. I forget. We looked it up yesterday. I don't remember what it means, but it's kind of along the lines of that which doesn't break you makes you stronger. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger.
Something like remember this evil or something like that. It was like this pain will see you
be
through
to your benefit.
Something like that, yeah.
And I don't know if that's so some people interpreted that as a message to herself.
Well, she draws an arrow to the wall, which I think is the truck, like symbolically.
Huh.
This wolf attack, this truck, this So I don't know. I think she's just broken. I think she's had a full-on psychotic break here.
But
because
this means something, like Close Encounter style. She's not just shaping mashed potatoes for her own health. She's She's planning crop rotations
but she's doing
where they can set up education.
She's still doing some weird shit. Like she's right. Okay, we've got an entire town of people to feed. What crops are you going to plant? Just give me 3 off the top of your head.
Barley.
Okay, that's a good one.
Alfalfa.
No, that's a terrible one.
And straw. That's, I assume.
Alfalfa?
That's
why
actually
is she
one
planting
of the...
alfalfa?
Okay, I was just giving you what you wrote
Yeah,
down.
no. Why is she planting alfalfa? She writes corn twice almost. She writes corn,
Isn't
barley,
there
alfalfa. Oops, not corn again. We've already done that one. Let's put wheat in here.
Isn't there something to like the crop rotation where like, yeah, you don't eat that, but it like loads the ground full of electrolytes?
That's what soybeans
That's
are for.
what crops need.
You do corn and soybeans. That's good. You're
really?
done.
That's all you need?
I think so, yeah.
And then with a bunch of Monsanto pixie
sure.
dust?
Yeah, you need GMOs. You're not going to feed this whole town without GMOs. Come on.
So yeah,
I don't know what she's doing. Like, really, alfalfa, you need a Mark Watney in this town showing you the most calorie-dense foods on the planet.
But
please.
what if she's wanting to like mount up? There's some wild horses they're gonna tame nearby, and they need a stable of horses because hey.
All right.
We've talked about this. You're getting 2.5, 3 years in a zombie pod. Gas is going to start being jelly, and diesel not far off. And these cars are going to be breaking down. Like, you need a environmentally friendly form of transportation.
You need to start planting.
Horses did us good for thousands of years. Is all I'm saying.
You can.
That's
you can run diesel
power.
cars off of a lot of biodiesel stuff, right?
You can't run a diesel car
corn.
for like 2,000 years, Jim. You can ride horses from the Bronze Age to present day.
You can if you have Daryl in the mix. Daryl will fix it right up.
Daryl will break a horse, no problem. Break it right in half right over his knee as an example to the rest of them.
I think she's losing her shit, though. She's writing corn twice. She has no idea what she's doing with this plan.
Spencer comes home.
She writes education and then training and then an arrow over to intellect. That's what education is, you lunatic.
She's cracked the code. She's cracked the code, man.
She's cracked something, all right.
This is science.
Cracked a bottle of booze.
So she comes home, and Spencer, speaking of, has cracked a bottle of booze. He's raided the food pantry himself. And it's funny because when we were live watching this, I said, what is he going to do? Say, I actually saved the food, so of course a small tithing should go to me, as a ridiculous argument. And then he pretty much says...
Yeah, that's
I
exactly.
kept the entire pantry from burning to the ground, so I think I should steal a few things, and that's
crackers
my booty.
And pickles and peanut butter and booze.
And his mom started to get high and mighty on him, and he's like, "Look, this is your fault. You're the reason we're so pathetic. That Aiden and Dad, it's all on you. We were never safe here, and you just wanted to dream." And she said, "Shut up, Spencer, you're getting in the way of me telling you my latest dream involving barley and wheat and intellect."
Yeah, how quickly that faded away from her consciousness.
Well, and your son gives you a vicious verbal thrashing like that. Where do you go? Where do you go?
Yeah, it seems
full on Phantom of the Opera mode, apparently.
I wonder if they're going to bring that back, because it seems like by the end of the episode, he has calmed down quite a bit.
Okay.
Perhaps she is actually going to try to enact this plan she's got for the city.
I'm curious about what the plan actually is.
Me too.
I think it's going to be like she's going to have this thing where Rick is, that she's like the bureaucrat planner doing the things that she'll be farmer. She'll take care of the farmer half of Rick, and Rick can just stay in warrior king mode.
Yeah, I mean, this is a siege, right? I mean, this is a siege we were talking about with this zombie herd outside. They can't go outside. They can't get more food, so she's coming up with a way for them to survive this thing inside the city.
Yeah.
That's good. That's what you got to do. She, as much as, she has fucked up the planning of this thing and needs more calorie-dense foods, she is Mark Watneying the shit out of this.
Yeah, she is sciencing the
She's
shit
going
out
into
of it,
action. I like it.
So we got a scene with Ron and Carl where Carl's like, look, we got to go find Enid. And Ron's like, I'm not going to find her because she was my girlfriend, but she didn't listen to me and stay inside the stupid walls. And Carl said, okay, well, need to go I guess she's my girlfriend now, and I love her more, so I'm going to go find her. And Ron says, and then Ron tries to stop him, and Carl says, please, and throws him down by his face contemptuously. And then Ron says, I'm going to tell on your dad. And then all the people you care about that are the badasses will go out to find you and Enid, and someone will die, and you know it, so stand down. And Carl has no response to this.
You use the weapons you have.
You do.
And if tattling is a weapon that you choose to use because you don't have the brawn to take Carl, go for it, man. More power to you, I guess.
Yeah.
You're still a weasel.
Yeah, I mean, but the weasel fights with the weapons he's got. Like,
exactly.
If the weasel was a wolf, he probably wouldn't be in chicken coops, picking on fat chickens. But if he was a wolf, he'd be pulling down elk and caribou. But he's not. He's not. He's a weasel. So what you're gonna be chicken. That's I think the lesson Aesop taught us.
Yeah.
So Denise, I think I called her Patricia. I screwed up. Patricia's someone else. Denise is the lady who was the psychologist. Or psychiatrist. I'm not sure whichever one is the MD, because I don't want to offend anyone by depriving them of their doctors.
Yeah.
She's the person with the med school, but she's not really a surgeon. But she's hitting the books. She's like reading all these medical journals, and Tara just comes in and checks in to kind of, make sure she's being emotionally supportive. And she just full on Rikers that chair, spins it around, straddles it, and you pointed out that it's to hide the baby bulge.
Yeah, obviously it's.
She's
looking
brilliant.
Pretty pregnant in that big ass sweater they gave her
the
with
hoodie,
stuff in the front pocket,
like,
so it looks like she's got books in her pocket.
She's got
Come
a whole Sunday New York Times crinkled up and stuffed in those pockets. Yeah,
we know what's up.
Sure, again as a person with a gut, I sometimes wear hoodies because even when it's hot and I'm sweltering in the studio because it makes me look less fat.
Sure,
so I know the tricks. So she. Denise just wants to go back and read War and Peace and pretend like the world is going to be fine, but she's got this man who's dying in her hospital.
She's reading scripts from Grey's Anatomy, right? Screenplays.
There you go. She's got all the DVDs at house. And that's the thing that's keeping her there. It's like she wants to run away and hide, but she's not. And to me, that's the definition of courage.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, I like her.
And I thought the scene was good. Like, there was nothing. Again, it's like a lot of times. And I feel like Denise would be played as this pathetic, clearly simpering, cowardly figure that gets bullied into doing what they want. And here's just, I feel like, a really good portrayal of a normal person who's lived. This feels like an authentic Alexandrian.
And they're
not so stupid and cowardly, I want to kill them on principle.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm liking Denise, and I'm liking her interactions with the other characters, like Tara and Eugene.
Imagine if all the other Alexandrians were this three-dimensional and believable.
It'd be great.
Instead of, Mr. Pull out a gun and shoot 3 of my compatriots, trip on my dick and get eaten by a zombie, you have more Denises, less Sturgises in the world, is what I'm saying. So Jessie's walking home, and she sees some awkward movement in a neighbor's house, and she gets all nosy. And there is a real-life DC zombie housewife in here. And Jessie kind of sets her jaw, cracks open a door, and gives her a little tiny little poke in the eye.
I'm going to give this zombie...
pops her zombie brain.
Zombie kill of the week. Seriously, she kills this zombie with the least amount of effort required.
Okay. The efficiency.
Yeah. And there were really no other good kills in this episode. There were some great zombies in this episode,
right.
But the kills were lackluster.
Matter of fact.
Yeah.
You don't a wet paper mache zombie doesn't require that much.
No.
Yeah, you can just kind of squeeze its head probably.
And there was nothing inventive. It was just knife to the head for all these.
And she turns around, and I don't know what. There's these looks of vague disgust and reproval and reproach upon the Alexandrians watching her do this. And she says, "Look, I'm going to recite the speech that Rick has given at least 5 times this season, and you guys."
But now it's coming from an Alexandrian, so pay attention.
These are the way things are now.
Yeah.
This is the world. Do you see this zombie? This is how the world works now.
As if the 20 deep walkers at the gates weren't enough.
And the pack of wolves that just came back.
Exactly. It killed half of them.
I feel like, again, they shot this in an order that made sense and then played it back, and now it's like, I don't know.
That's the thing that I'm super worried about. Like I talked about at the beginning, are we going to see Rick in the RV and his journey back? I think the answer is yes, because their MO seems to be fucking with the timeline in ways that are unnecessary.
They need a better system. I don't know whether just, Post-it notes and they get blown off the wall and they're just like, oh, which way did they go? I don't remember. They need a better system.
Yeah.
My notes just say, oh, Jesus. So, Double Aaron is showing Maggie the super big draining ditches. I mean, these are not quite Bane under the streets of Gotham, improbable draining ditches, but they're pretty close. Like, I get it. Alexander's the home of the future, so maybe it was designed to deal with, like, you got things like probably hurricanes you got to deal with in the swamps of DC.
The size of these people is telling me that the sewer system gets stressed.
True.
They stress the plumbing every so often in this town.
And you got to design for these people's food intakes.
And maybe it's over-engineered. We saw the engineers in this town.
Could be. So she says, this isn't your fault. You don't have to do this. And he says, yeah, well, I don't know if you heard my speech and introduction, saving Rick's ass, but it kind of is. There's conversation number 2 about that.
Yep.
Trudge off through the muck. Mm-hmm. And they arrive at a blockage. I think, I'm still not sure exactly what the set was for this, but I think what happened is a ladder fell down here and jammed up crossways in a pipe like a big branch as an obstruction that a whole bunch of debris formed around. Because I thought initially that there was a ladder to get like to surface access or something that had fallen down. But no, I think it's just like a construction ladder. Or just some...
Oh, see, I thought it was a surface ladder too.
Really? Okay.
But maybe it wasn't.
But the important thing is it was blocking a pipe, and like if something blocks a drainage pipe, it gets all nasty.
And there's a nice, efficient line from Aaron. Look, I haven't been down here since the beginning of this whole thing,
right?
But when I was, I knew there was a gate that we could get through.
Right on. So they clear up the blockage, and the most disgusting zombies in the Walking Dead history shamble onto the screen.
The shitwalkers.
They're glorious.
That's what they are.
I'm pretty sure this is only rain and stormwater, but
I prefer to think of it as a sea of human shit.
Again, like I said, I don't know if I said this on Instantcast or Live Watch, but I've cleaned swimming pools
or gutters. Gutters is another good one, right? Gutters that have been left way too long.
But like a swimming pool, residential swimming pool has been left uncovered, and now you're cleaning out for the season. You're dredging out with buckets, and there's just leaves and dead squirrels and frogs and earthworms and just sludge, and it smells exactly like shit. Like no one shit in the pool, to my knowledge. I wouldn't imagine persons would in the winter.
Yeah. Now you mix actual real human shit in there with it, and it can't smell good.
It's a bad scene.
Crazy, amazing special effects. Like I love this stuff.
And like I'm trying to think how you'd fight a zombie with that, because the other thing about this stuff, it's all slimy as hell.
Yeah, and they do a great job of depicting that with Maggie's hand just kind of sinking in and
purchase.
up and over.
Like it grabs the rib cage and then it just kind of detaches, and it's just really gross. And
horrible.
I didn't think any of that stuff could affect me, but I think if I was eating, it would have put me off my food.
All right.
So Aaron jumps in and kind of saves her, and she says, "You should go back now." And he says, "I just saved you." And she goes, "I could have done it myself." And I'm like, no,
you definitely couldn't have. You couldn't kill one of them, and there were 2 of them there.
Yeah.
You would have been eaten from the ankles or the face, one of the 2.
Yep. So then Denise back in her little infirmary is still poring over these books, and she says, "Hot damn," and drains a shit ton. If the shit zombies didn't do it for me, if I was eating lasagna and I got to the pus draining scene, that definitely would have finished the job. Mm-hmm. She drains this pus from this dude's wound, and it seemed like he was going critical with his heart rate. Is like all beep, 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 beep. And she drains his pus, and instantly it goes back down. Which, again, I'm not WebMD. I've not slept in a Holiday Inn, but I don't understand what was going on here. Like, he can die of a septic infection. I don't need the heart rate monitor to make it seem like she's defusing a bomb. This is advancement without the beeping. I don't,
I mean, that's what TV does. I don't think.
Do we have any doctors write in?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
As a matter of fact, do, and I was going to save it all for there.
Then by all means.
Okay.
So Rick, even though he gave this big speech about being quiet and laying low and not turning on lights, he's parading his juicy ass up on the battlements of Alexandria, which I get it. You want to keep an eye out for Glenn, but can you crouch? Can you try to hide yourself from the zombies? Like, I get it's slim chance that these guys are just going to wander away as a herd, but you're not following your own advice.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get a CB signal, so maybe that's why he's so high. Ron decides to join him. He completely tattles on Enid and Carl for reasons that are unclear to me as of yet. And Rick says, "Oh, well, I better check on Carl to make sure he's not going to do something stupid." And Ron says, "I'll stand guard the place." And he's like, "These 20-deep zombie posse is doing a fine job of guarding us. I'm just keeping a lookout for the group." And then Ron asks to be taught how he can protect himself. And I don't know if he's genuine or not.
It's a good question.
His weasel face tells me he's not genuine, but the way it's written and presented and kind of, I I kind of think maybe it is, and maybe it's supposed to be ambiguous.
I think it is supposed to fool Rick into thinking that Ron has had some kind of change of heart, or is at least okay enough with the situation.
But what game is he playing? I mean, I know there's a big question about the blood crack at the end, but we
got some feedback about that as well.
I'm not sure, because I'm not sure what game he's playing. Because at first I thought he was trying, what he was going to do is distract Rick, and he was going to jump down and try to save Enid because he's that stupid.
I mean, maybe he did after the fact. We don't know.
Could be, but you'd think someone would notice that he was gone. You know, like before it's dark time and before Jesse starts fucking with the laundry in the garage, waiting for Rick's streetcar desire to pull in, that she would notice that her eldest son, who's been acting weird and distraught lately, is gone.
Well, who knows what the fuck Sam's doing upstairs?
Oh, there you go.
She doesn't really care to keep track of her kids. Come on.
Come on now. It's a little too early to be putting the Lori boots on her.
I mean, if that were Carl, he'd be out that window in a second. Actually, he would have gone out the front door. Fuck the window.
Yeah.
There'd be 19 people in the house having family dinner, and he'd walk right out the front door.
Yeah. Chuck deuces. Peace. So yeah, I'm not sure.
We have feedback that okay. We'll discuss it then.
Okay. My thought is that he, against my better judgment, he's actually genuine, that he wants to be able to protect his mom and his sister, and he doesn't want the likes of Carl to show him up. And Rick clearly is a badass, and maybe as revenge, the other angle I thought about is maybe for revenge on Carl, he's going to try to be his dad's number one pal.
Oh, okay.
It's like a jealous, it's like, oh, you took my father from me, I'm going to take your son's father. But I mean, there's no way that would work. But Ron doesn't know that, and he's a teenager.
Yeah. I thought the kid
not particularly not one of you people that are not those teenagers listen to Bald Move podcasts, like really sharp ones.
Yeah, they know what's
that
up.
Are well informed about current events. Like, this is your average. You go to high school with them. He's that kind of teenager.
Yeah.
So
I thought that this kid did a better job acting in these scenes in this episode than he did in previous ones.
No, yeah,
that scene with his mom a couple episodes ago was bullshit. This one was much better.
Yeah. So Denise goes up and kisses Tara full on the lips, and it's a mommy daddy kiss, or a mommy kiss.
Okay.
Because we debated this on the instant cast. Like, I'm not sure if it was just like thank you for saving my bacon, or this is how I'm showing appreciation. No, it's definitely some passion there.
Yeah, I think so. I'm wondering what she expects to come of it. Like, does she expect Tara to go, all right, we're girlfriend now, like...
I think that her whole thing is like, this is into the world, and you're right, being afraid sucks, and I've thought you were cute ever since you walked in the gate.
And you gave me confidence and all of these things.
And you know what? Fuck it. The worst you can say is, no, I don't want to be with you that way. And in which case, what have I lost? You've been menaced by zombies and almost dead. This is not the worst thing that's happened to you in the last 7 days.
Yeah, the fear of rejection.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you were a teenage boy, it might be.
And also, I kind of nursed you back to health, so how mad can you really be? Like, she had all the defenses ready, but I don't know that she'll need it, because I think Tara's into her.
Maybe so.
The confidence is looking
She's
good.
surprised by it up front, which is to be expected. But
by the way,
I think she warms to it.
I thought that Denise was cute, and I decided to look up the actress who's been in Nurse Jackie Brown. Is that it? Nurse Jackie? It's just Nurse Jackie. Nurse Jackie Brown would be a really cool
very
crossover.
Different script, yeah.
She's legit. Yeah, like this actress is super cute. Okay. Super cute. They have made her as many actresses before her. They throw on the very minimal makeup, the hair. They're dressing her
bad clothing,
dressing her all frumpy, and she's got glasses and just wait. We're like 3 episodes away from a makeover, and
okay.
They're going to be very charming couple.
Yeah, we'll see.
Or maybe Tara's just not as shallow as I am, and she'll just see through all that. It doesn't need her to doll up.
Yeah, you don't really love me. You were just impressed by your own success here. And...
Yeah, exactly. Sure. I think Tara's at least impressed by her moxie. Don't know where it's going, but it wasn't a hard no for sure. I thought it was enthusiastic. So Maggie gets to the gates, and Aaron's like, this is great. We got here, and there's no zombies. What luck. Smooth sailing. And Maggie says, nope, it's over. I'm calling it. And then she makes a ruckus, and the zombies close in, and now it's impossible to get through. Mm-hmm. And she goes on this like really long tangent about how I made Glenn burn his last picture of me, and I told you, Maggie. I told you when you did that, that was a bitch move, and it would blow up in your face.
Yep.
And now I'm pregnant. I don't know if he's alive, but I have to live with all my decisions, and you have to live with them too. And she's like, I think in this word salad, we're supposed to get that she is in a situation where now she's got another person's life that depends on her. And she cannot, even as she loves Glenn very, very much, she can't, like, what would Glenn want her to do? The last thing Glenn wanted was to take her, I mean, hey, I want you to sit this one out because you're in the family way.
Yeah, he knew.
And she decided to, instead of going after and do what she wants to do, to try to honor what he wants to do, I think so. Yeah. And also the last thing he'd want is for Aaron to get dragged along and killed as well.
Yeah, and I don't know. There's a lot of confusion here over, Glenn's uncertain demise, where she's not certain if he's dead or alive, and
because she also talked out both sides of her mouth with that too. Like, you know, Glenn's smart and he would signal me if he's alive, but I can't give up. And yeah, I mean, I guess it felt fairly genuinely confused. Like I felt it was, I didn't like all this. You should go back. You should go back. You should go back. But when she finally decided to make the decision, I thought it was a sober decision that she made. And the fact that she almost died would really rattled her.
Her ankles were feeling a little weak.
Her ankles were getting weaker by the moment.
Trudging through that slop.
Calcium leaching out of the bones.
Uh-huh.
So that's my interpretation.
Can we talk about how just, I mean, this is so similar to what happened with Beth. This is essentially the exact same situation that happened with Beth.
Well, actually, with Beth, we didn't get to see these conversations where she wrestled with her sister being gone.
No. I mean the scenario. What's going on here?
Okay, yeah.
Glenn has gone missing. She's not sure if he's alive or dead. That is exactly what happened to Beth. Mm-hmm. And not only that, you had Daryl coming back from wherever he was saying, it should have been saying, Beth is alive, and we need to go after Beth.
Okay.
So now she's all broken up about this shit?
I thought we agreed that we're not going to put me in a position where I had to defend The Walking Dead too strenuously.
I'm sorry. When they do these things, I can't help but put you in that position.
I think I've cracked the code, Deanna style. I figured out that barley equals intellect. And I think that what I've come to appreciate is there's two versions of The Walking Dead. The thing that they're trying to do, and the thing that actually makes it on the screen.
Okay.
And if you go with what's on the screen at all costs, eventually you'll get to a place where you're watching a completely different show than what the show is actually on now, because they are trying to do this one thing and think they're smashing it, think they're killing it. Like, oh, I guess the fans said that we didn't really sell this whole Maggie and Beth thing. I know. I'll have Maggie, I'll have Miss Cohen knock it out of the park in the finale. Like, Daryl's going to come
when she knows she's
with
dead.
Beth all limp in her arms. Emily's going to be hanging there like a rag doll, and she's going to go down on her knees and just scream, and people are going to burst. But what we saw is like a girl who just didn't give a damn about her sister for a season and a half.
Yeah.
And then suddenly just flips her shit for no reason, like to try to make up for it. And we're like, we don't buy any of this emotional thing. But if you divorce that, so it's the way I see this is like, like when you got a friend and there's two friends that are telling you about what this other person's doing, and like the person that's friends with them and sympathetic, the person that hates them. I feel like I'm getting the story of Maggie missing Beth through Maggie's worst enemy.
Yeah.
Like, you just won't believe it. That bitch walked around like all she cared about was her boyfriend, and she didn't even ask about Beth, and like all these opportunities. And then when they finally found out she was dead for real, she put on this big show like she cared, but she didn't. She didn't. She just wanted attention in the moment. And I'm like, okay, settle down, Satan. Maybe I guess the show hates Maggie Green and told this vicious lie about how she felt about her sister, and that's how I'm rationalizing this.
As someone who spent a lot of time in the Star Wars versus Star Trek debates,
okay,
I'm surprised that you're willing to grant that leniency.
Sure.
As someone who analyzes, you know what? The laser beam was this long.
You're right.
It must have been traveling this fast.
Analyzing this as a documentary
this much force
doesn't serve you well. Yeah.
So you've grown past that. You've grown past what is accurate on the screen and what is intended.
I don't know what's unclear. Barley equals intellect. Like, just embrace that. And
I need a shirt that says barley equals intellect.
It's like
alfalfa equals
it's those 3D
intellect.
posters. You just kind of like cross your eyes, and suddenly the sailboat pops out at you.
Yes.
If you can internalize that barley equals intellect,
you have to ignore the surrounding bullshit to see the true picture.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's how I enjoy The Walking Dead now.
Okay, great. Did you also think this was maybe a meta commentary where they're trying to get us to show that Maggie is feeling the same confusion that we as an audience should be feeling had they not fucked it up 3D image style
I think they're,
with Glenn?
Yeah, no, I think they're also trying to like encourage people like me that are not thinking too much about it, and discourage people like you, and you know,
okay.
Maggie always grieved. Okay, I got one other non-meta argument for this.
Yeah,
Beth and Maggie lost a father. Maggie was like distraught, and Beth internalized the whole thing that Maggie had been preaching up to then, which is we got to keep on keeping on. That's what Daddy would want us to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Beth went missing, like as a way to honor that last memory, she stonewalled and kept it together and kept moving on and trying to do this and that. And then when Beth was dead, she got double doodlebug because she shut off the death of her father and her sister. So there's also that.
Okay.
Now, I don't know that I actually grant the show being that clever, and I also don't think they did a very good job of telling that story.
I suppose
but that
that's
story
an interpretation you could draw.
Yeah.
All right. I think we have a lot more email about the Glenn stuff, so I'm not going to go on about it.
Would not surprise me. So Jessie made Sam cookies because she hears he likes cookies. What she doesn't understand is whatever this snickerdoodle nightmare she made, they're not Carol's cookies.
Those are hardly cookies at all. They don't have the ingredients to make cookies.
Sam steals for Carol after she threatened to tie him to a tree and kill him. Mm-hmm. That's how good Carol's cookies are. Your cookies can't even get a boy off the top step of the staircase, Jesse.
Halfway down the stairs.
You should be ashamed of your cookies. They're bad.
Plus, they didn't have any chocolate chips. What are you going to do?
It's like you go into any Subway and they got 4 cookie drawers and it's chocolate chip, it's sugar cookie M&M, it's like peanut butter macadoon and oatmeal raisin.
That's not even a cookie.
Why isn't it like
that's a breakfast?
Chocolate chip, and all the other unwanted cookies jammed into one thing. So when a weirdo comes in for oatmeal raisin, they can throw it to him.
Sure.
But they're always out of chocolate chip because they try to maintain equal. They're forcing equality of the cookie down our throats, Jim.
Yeah.
And I won't stand for it.
No, it's clearly wrong.
So she says, like, you can eat these wretched cookies. The only condition is you have to come downstairs with me to do it. And he's like, you know what? Keep your cookies, woman. Slam. And that's the scene.
Yeah.
What's going on with Sam, Jim?
Sam's scared to fucking death, man. He's scared of the people around him. He's scared of Carol. He's scared of monsters. He's scared of all types of shit.
It
feels real to me. Like, this kid is just fucking...
He doesn't feel safe. Like, the adults are losing their shit. He's got everything that they've done. Also, he's like 9 and his dad just got murdered by a dude that's macking on his mom.
And there was a dead woman in his kitchen earlier.
And a dead woman in his kitchen, and his brother is off running around God knows where. Like, this little kid's world is in constant upheaval.
There's something perverse about me that likes the constant torture they heap upon poor little Sam.
Something about it
I think it's
me.
really funny.
Yeah, but anyway, move on. We're moving on. Deanna is outside completely spacing. I guess she's returning what's left of her son's thievery to the pantry is what I'm getting.
Yes.
And she
or stealing more.
It could be. And her son's super persuasive. We've seen that. So she's just doing some more
It's looting. In the same basket. I think she's taking it back.
There's a loud argument being had, which I think she's kind of like, oh God, this could be another, like, is this another Pete situation? Or is this a meta commentary on the community fracturing?
Could be.
Because it's not like a peaceful thing anymore. But as she's pondering this, she's jumped by a resurrected wolf. And she's a game fighter. She's like, I got this broken bottle. I've seen Roadhouse. I know how this works. But she has no tactics. She just tries to come at him right at the breastbone, the arguably strongest part of the zombie. Like, you could probably do less damage stabbing him right in the ass, But breastbone is the clear second choice for least effective way to attack a zombie.
Completely ineffectual.
No, doesn't do. She's moving around and burning calories and having a good time, but the zombie is not even being phased.
She's trying to punish this zombie, right? Like,
yeah,
she's delivering a fuck you to this zombie.
Sure.
I think she knows. You gotta get it in the head. She just doesn't care.
Rick jumps in and saves her, and she's had an epiphany during this time. She says, look, I want this place to survive, but to do that, it needs a leader. And Rick says, yeah, you need to lead. And she goes, nope, we need you to be our warrior philosopher king. Rick-tatorship for life. I'll be your civil servant. And Rick's like, oh, no, Deanna, I wouldn't possibly think of taking this responsibility from you.
Even though that's kind of exactly what he's been doing the whole time, yeah.
Yes. He's just like, excellent. So Maggie decides to come back and scrub Glenn's name off the wall, which, honestly, she should have flipped her shit on those people putting those names out prematurely anyway. Like, what the fuck?
What about Nicholas? Is she going to take Nicholas off that wall, too? Or does she not give a shit?
I don't think she gives a shit.
I don't think he gives a shit either, but come on. If you don't think Glenn is dead, you got to think Nicholas isn't dead either.
Here's why she does care about Nicholas. Because Glenn decided to die on that hill. Like, I want to rehabilitate this guy. I don't want to rat him out as the weasel he is. I want to teach this weasel how to fight like a wolf. And if she gives up on Nicholas, it's kind of giving up on Glenn's sacrifice and his magnanimousness.
So you think his name's coming off the wall too?
Yes, I think that's what Aaron was working on.
All right.
Spencer he said, hey, just so you know, Aaron works good for a girl, and and Maggie's like, ha, that's nice, but if it's a boy, it'll be Herschel, and if it's a girl, it'll be Beth.
Exactly.
And
so fuck off
or fuck you. That's the other thing.
Middle name of fuck Aaron.
Yeah. Come on,
Herschel. Fuck Aaron. Whatever it is.
You had one.
Smith.
You had one sewer hug, and you think she's going to name her child after you?
You don't even know her, man.
Her father was Obi-Wan Kenobi. He held the prison together with the strength of his will.
Yep.
And her sister was the hero of Slaptown. You think you're going to get named, Mr. Baby Jar Food Leaving?
And I mean, if Glenn is dead, there's no fucking way. That boy's being named Glenn, or the daughter's being named Glenn.
This man won't eat applesauce. You're not going to get named a child after you if you refuse to eat applesauce. Let's move on. Spencer is relieving Rosita because he swapped shifts with someone else, which I only mentioned because... Is this because he's trying to atone? Like, he's trying to pull double duty to, like, extra make up for all of his personal shortcomings? Is he kind of developing a relationship with Rosita and looking for excuses to be close to her? She looks like she's...
I haven't really seen any of that, except for this episode.
She was the one that gave him that speech 2 episodes ago about how do you survive? You find something that you're willing to die for. And then
Crackers.
Crackers in this case. But he had kind of like a longing look after her, like he's impressed with her.
Okay.
And I never, I always go back to, like, her and Abraham, I never felt like that was a capital R relationship.
It was a relationship of convenience.
That was like, some buddy fucking. Is it what it felt like
to
me? Well,
he's not going to fuck Eugene, so who's he going to fuck? Rosita's next up.
Second best buddy.
The second sexiest of the two.
Yeah, he fully respects her hair game, too. But she says, hey, you did a good job with the truck. You really did save the community, arguably. And he's like, yeah, whatever. And she walks off, and he just scarfs down stolen crackers like the asshole he is.
Yeah. I don't know if he's back. Like, the crackers are a problem in this scene for me because I thought maybe he was taking this duty because he wanted to make up for what he'd done. But now he's chowing down on stolen crackers at the same time. So that to me says no, that's not what he's there for.
Do you think this is The Walking Dead trying to explore the banality of evil? Like, they've done the ridiculous circus clown version of evil for this whole time. It's like, we're just going to have a guy like... He's a better politician than his mom. Like, he says things he doesn't believe, and he dips into the honeypot and engages in a bunch of graft and pork and wasteful spending. And there's something little bit vaguely political about some of the statements they're making that I don't quite understand. Or not even political, but like about the political process. Mm-hmm. You feeling that?
Yeah, I think, he's duplicitous, certainly.
So we go to Jesse's house, and she's going through some old laundry that I'm guessing was Pete's.
I think so.
In the garage, and she's...
Or it's Ron's. Ron's gone, and she's not
it
going
could be
to look
either
for
one,
him.
and she's not sure what, like, you know, what she should be feeling in this shithole world.
Yeah.
When Rick makes a house call on her and explains, and this is kind of hard to unwrap, but I think the gist of it is if you bury the bodies, then that's as good as saying that Glenn and Abraham and
Sasha and
Daryl and Michonne, all of them are not coming back anytime soon, probably ever.
Michonne's not out there. Michonne's in town.
Oh, sorry, you're right. And if we can just hold off, that will make that, because I sold the story of them riding up here, and they'll help us clear out the zombies, and then we can bury these assholes where they need to be buried. But it's kind of hard to follow that thread, I thought.
It's really hard to follow.
Really unnecessarily convoluted dialogue.
It is, but that is the point he's making, certainly.
Yeah. So yeah, and she says, "Look, they could still be alive. We're not moving past this." And then she starts off this stuff at this is what it means. This is what life looks like right now.
And then he does the same thing back at her.
He says, "Yes, you have gotten the message. A-OK. Transmission received loud and clear. 10x4. And she says, "There's got to be a future. Tell me there's more to life than this." And he just comes over and straight up kisses her.
Yep.
And she straight up kisses him back.
There's your more.
Yep.
There's your more to life.
That's the he gave her OxyClean and then hit her with Kaboom. But wait, there's this.
All right.
So Deanna then comes up and goes and slaps the front fence around in defiance, showing those zombies who's boss.
I'm gonna plant alfalfa tomorrow,
That's
guys.
Right. What are you gonna do about my crops of alfalfa? Barley equals intellect. That's why we'll win, zombies. You can't grasp something like that.
You're going to get intellect training going. And
yes.
Plant 2 patches of corn. Wait, no.
Discovered Scientology.
Yeah.
And she treats the zombies the way you would passively aggressively treat a rude neighbor. Like that's like you're sharing a wall with an apartment. Like, you could go out and say, "Hey, could you turn it down?" Or you could just bang on the wall like, "I can hear you."
Yeah.
And she goes and walks past the fence, and the internet's losing its mind because they can't decide if the fence is splitting open or if it's blood dripping from above. I'm on the blood dripping from above bandwagon.
I'm on the blood from somewhere bandwagon. It's either coming from above, which is totally possible.
Like, it could be that little catwalk, which, there've been some people with pictures I didn't find convincing. They're trying to prove that catwalk is not in that position, but it could be Spencer's...
I'm not certain that it is.
It could be Spencer's killed himself. It could be Ron's killed Spencer. It could be Ron's killed himself.
Yep.
It could be zombies.
Spencer's killed Rosita.
It could be zombies pushing so hard against the outside wall that there's blood... like essentially straining through a hole, because there are holes in the fence. There's like rivet holes and stuff.
That's where I'm leaning. I think it's zombie blood coming through.
If this is actually like a metal fatigue rip,
it's terrible
the worst
CG. Yeah.
CG, and it's not making a
really
sound.
Do that,
does it?
Like
if you ripped a metal sheet like that, it would make an unholy sound.
Yeah.
And also it just doesn't. That's not the way that. I mean, again, I'm not a huge thinker when it comes to cold rolled steel chemistry and metallurgy and all that, but
we didn't have any architects or structural engineers.
I asked our buddy Levi, and he's like, "Oh, I haven't actually watched any of this season." I'm like, "Damn it!"
Good for you, man.
Yeah, he escaped Alexandria.
Yep,
he's Enid. He's the Enid of our group.
He wolfed out.
But I think it's blood, and people are like, well, how does it do it? And I'm like, look, it's the way blood flows down a corrugated surface, especially one that's not perfectly straight or level.
Yeah, blood drips.
Yeah.
What do you want?
But on the other hand, if that's not some kind of cliffhanger about someone's dead up there, then I don't know why they showed it. Because it does seem like the only other way to do that is to kind of communicate that the wall is weakening.
Or it could literally just be communicating that the bad things outside are leaking in, not like the physically bad things, but like the badness that is outside of Alexandria everywhere is getting through, and Alexandria is starting to become part of it.
I think there's a way to do that. It's just the way they did the camera moves and zooming in. It's more of a notice this new information that changes what you think about the situation more than I'm setting up a thematic shot. But, again, I could be wrong. The other thing I want to talk about is they reinforce these panels with like a bunch of wood sticks and like, you know, I don't want to make it sound more ridiculous than it is. They're like railroad ties. They're pretty substantial.
Big fat beams,
sure.
Yeah.
But you've got Tobin in there. We know for a fact they have spare panels on cold rolled steel. Why don't they just fix the goddamn fence? Like, get some rivets, get your welder, swing up a couple panels. Like, why? You've got literally all day, and there's nothing more important than to make sure this fence stays up. Why aren't they just repairing it?
I don't know. I mean, I got the impression that all of the cold rolled steel they had left was outside of the fence.
Well, maybe they used it on that hokey little wall that they did at the RV section.
Yeah.